Hello everybody. Today I'll be showing you how the Display tab under the Preferences menu can be used to customize certain visual aspects of SoundCheck, such as desktop settings, curve colors, and graph layouts to best fit your tastes. Prior to SoundCheck 17, users did not have much control over how colors were configured in SoundCheck, so we addressed this by adding in the Color Palettes feature. Let's go take a look. To access the Display tab, we're going to click on the Edit menu and then Preferences. From here, we click on Display. What we notice is the Wallpaper section right at the top, and most of this is pretty straightforward. We have the option to display or not display an image, and we can see the update in the preview there. There is a background color option. The default is Listen Green, but you could change it to whatever you'd like. We also have a picture that we can select. So this is the default Listen logo. I could put it to the 25th anniversary logo if I wanted and change the formatting of it. I'll just keep it the way that it is. Below this is the color palette section. So what color palettes is allowing you to do is in this color 1 through 8, you get to define a unique set of colors. And for the first curve that is put onto a display, it's going to take color 1. And for the preceding curves that go on afterwards, it will inherit the color that is assigned in sequential order. So you can change all these colors here individually. These are the default colors that you can always access by clicking the Use Default button. You also have control over background color here for displays. So in previous versions of SoundCheck, it was a black background. Now it is a white background, but you could change that if you'd like. You also have in this little button box here, the option to change the actual grid lines of your graphs. So for vertical grid lines, you'd be changing the x-axis grid, the lines that touch the x-axis, and for horizontal, the y-axis. So I've already made a set of color configurations that I could actually access by using the Load Preset button. So I'll go here and I'll load this .palette file and click OK, and I have quite a wild color scheme. So we'll go take a look at that in a second. But what I would like to just point out last is this anti-aliasing option. So anti-aliasing is a feature that you can use to make rendering a massive amount of curves on a display a more smooth process. So if you have an older computer, you might notice some performance issues with this, so you would just want to uncheck those. But by default, curves remains checked and waveforms is not. So you just need to find what works right for you. So let's quickly take a look at the changes that we just made in the color palette. To check this, I'm going to look at some example data that I have open in the memory list, and I'll just make a quick XY graph right here. So we can already see that some of the grid axes lines have been altered to the color scheme that I chose. Now let's add on a curve. We can see that the first curve is that blue color that I selected. The second curve will be the green, and the third will be the pink. And so on for the remaining curves. Notice also that the cursor colors that we selected change as well. If I right-click on a curve and use cursor 1, you can see that we have the cursor color that was selected. So after you have gone through this process and created a configuration of color palettes that work for your work situation, I highly encourage you to utilize the save feature and save your presets, and then be able to bring them back to your workspace or share them with coworkers if you all have a scheme that you think would work really well for your company. So thank you for watching and have a good one.